Yeah, I love this Hawaiian shirt. I have to wear this on all my future calls.
Yeah,
Um,
it's aloha.
so Doug, when I met you, it was after you'd seen a presentation I had done on blockchain, how I used that essentially to build a business treasury for my business, essentially a way to take my money and create passive income. But that at that time, and this was, I don't know, March. You
Mhm.
Is it fair to say like you knew very little about about crypto, blockchain, all that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my experience with crypto was with Dogecoin as I was watching that, spike from Elon Musk and all of the hype. And I loved it. I loved the opportunity and the ability to, make increase in return. But at the same time, I didn't like the speculation that much. Um, that's what got their hooks in me, is watching that upside. But then as you started to talk about the utility of it, with building a business treasury and yield farming and, creating stacks of wealth, so to speak, like return upon return upon return. And I started to really appreciate the actual blockchain, the smart contract, and the utility of it. And once I understood and started to grasp a little more about the utility, then it all made sense how that this is the actual future of finance. This is such a game changer. And we just talked about tokenization in real estate and securitizing and fractionalizing real estate into tokens. And that opens the door for everyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, so my journey with crypto, thanks to you, has just been phenomenal. It's just such a learning experience and such an opportunity.
I appreciate you saying that. So you mentioned utility, right? And we talked about real estate tokenization. How else is blockchain useful, right? Why should people care about this? Why should people be interested in this?
I guess it's the smart contract aspect of it, where you kind of eliminate intermediaries, like let's say with earnest money, right? I give my earnest money, they accept it, the title company accepts it, the seller looks at it and says, okay, we're under contract. With the seller and the buyer coming to an agreement, it eliminates the need for the title company to collect that earnest money, just because once that earnest money is deposited, we have an automated functioning contract without that intermediary. And when you eliminate so many intermediaries and things work, like A plus B equals C in a smart contract, it increases the efficiency and the speed and the certainty of doing business.
Yeah, it certainly does. I don't know if you were on the wheel call the other week where we were talking about the difference between a double entry and a single entry.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went from accounting 1.0, which we said was like, it's like he said, she said. Back in the day, it was, well, this is mine because I say it's mine, because I have it, because I actually physically have it. And then we went to, how do we verify ownership? Well, it's like, well, your contract says this, your contract says this. We have an intermediary that kind of reconciles that. So it's like, we said, it's like your books, my books sort of thing. But what blockchain does is it brings all of that. And you're mentioning smart contracts specifically, which is like an application on blockchain. And it takes it out of this he said, she said, your books, my books kind of thing, and gets rid of that intermediary, because the intermediary is blockchain. It's a single entry point as opposed to a double entry with the way that we've done things, for the last 200 years.
Yeah. And once I learned the concept of that, you made the analogy, a beautiful analogy of how to do that. Once I learned the concept of that and you grasp that, you know the potential in this. So it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's gonna revolutionize a bunch of industries. We certainly think so. So we're gonna lead the way on the real estate side. So
heck yeah, we are.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm super happy to have you involved in the Whale Club. You're such a strong real estate operator, so we all have a lot to learn from you. But I think we have a lot of growing and just land to explore together. We were talking about for this call. It's literally just a land rush. Like we're sticking stakes in the ground. Like this is mine. This is mine. This is mine. So, anyways, super exciting times, man. And I'm glad to be doing this with you.
I appreciate the privilege of knowing you and being a part of it. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Doug.